Hi everyone! Today we're going to learn how to make a prayer pillow. Now to make this pillow, you do not have to sew at all, but here's what you will need to make the pillow. You're going to need a t-shirt that you will be cutting up. Now I recommend an adult extra large, as the larger the shirt, the easier it is to make the pillow. However, you can use a smaller shirt, but again, the larger the shirt you have, the easier it is to make this pillow. You will need a ruler, a pen, some blank pieces of white paper, some small pieces, a white piece of chalk, a pair of scissors, and you will need some polyfill stuffing to stuff your pillow. Now there are definitely smaller bags of this. You don't have to get a bag this big, but you will need some polyfill stuffing so you can stuff your pillow. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our white pieces of paper and we're going to write our favorite Bible verses that we like to read or remember during tough times when we're scared or worried or anxious. So I already wrote mine down, so I'm going to share with you the 3 Bible verses that I picked. However, pick whichever Bible verses you like to use and you like to read when you're going through tough times. You can do 3, you can do 5, you can do 1, however many you would like. So the verses that I chose, the first one is from Matthew chapter 6, verse 34, and it's, "Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." The next one I did is from Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. It's, "I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength." And the last one is also from Philippians, from chapter 4, verses 6 through 7, and it's, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." So those are the 3 verses that I picked, but again, you'll pick whatever verses you like, and you're going to write them on your paper. And then we're going to just move those off to the side, and we're going to get ready to cut our t-shirt. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay your t-shirt out flat in front of you, and you're going to measure so that all the sides are equal. If you want a square pillow, or if you want your pillow to be more rectangular, you have 2 sides that are longer and then 2 sides that are shorter. So mine's going to be more rectangular since my t-shirt is definitely longer than it is wide. So I'm going to do a rectangle. So you're going to want to make sure your sides are at least 15 to 16 inches long. However, again, the longer the better, and the easier it is to make the pillow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by measuring the sides and making dots to mark where I've measured, so that I know my sides are the lengths that I want them. And then I'll go ahead and add some more dashes with my chalk so that I can cut straight lines. So as you saw I just did, I used my ruler and I made some dots to mark my 4 corners. So I decided to make my pillow 16 inches wide and then 18 inches long. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my ruler, and I'm just going to add some dashes with my chalk so that when I cut out my shirt, I can cut straight lines. So now I have my shirt all ready to go. So I've got little lines of white chalk, and the reason I use white chalk is because you can see it to cut it, but then you can brush it away with your fingers and it's not going to stain your shirt at all, so you won't see it. So once I have my shirt marked up and ready to go, I'm going to cut out along the lines, but you're going to want to make sure you're cutting through both layers of fabric. So you're cutting out both sides of the shirt. So now I have my 2 pieces of fabric cut out and ready to go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this top piece where I have some writing on my shirt, and I'm going to flip it over so that it's on the opposite side so I don't see the writing. And then you're going to lay the fabric on top of each other and make sure all the edges are lining up. So now my 2 pieces of fabric look just like this, one on top of the other, and now I'm going to go around and I'm going to cut 2-inch squares out of each of the corners. So I'm going to measure and I'm going to just cut 2-inch squares. Once I did my first corner, I'm going to use the square that I cut out to measure the other corners. So now I've cut out the 4 corners, and now I'm going to go around and I'm going to cut 2-inch strips that are about 3/4 of an inch wide each. So I'm not going to go ahead and measure. You can measure if you want to be super precise, but I'm going to kind of eyeball it. So they're going to be about 3/4 of an inch each, and they're going to be 2 inches long. So you're going to do that all around the 4 edges. And once again, as you're cutting around the edges, make sure you're cutting through both pieces of fabric. So now I've cut all the way around, so you'll see there's strips of fabric all the way around. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take the top piece of fabric and the bottom piece of fabric and you're going to tie a double knot. You're going to do that all the way around. However, you're going to leave 5 of them untied so that we can still stuff our pillows. So you're going to take the top piece of fabric, the bottom piece of fabric, and you're going to tie a double knot. Just like that, and you're going to do that all the way around your fabric. As you're tying, you're also going to make sure you're pulling the knots super tight so that there's not any gaps or holes where the cotton stuffing, the polyfill stuffing, will come out of. So now I've tied all the way around except for the last 5 sets of strips of fabric, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open it up just a bit, and so now there's a little bit of a hole, and I'm going to take my polyfill stuffing and I'm going to stuff my pillow by putting it into that hole. So you're going to just take it and you're just going to push it in, and you're going to push it all the way in until your pillow is nice and stuffed to how you like it. So now I have my pillow nice and stuffed, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to now take my Bible verses that I wrote earlier, and I'm going to fold them up so they're nice and small, and I'm going to stick them inside of my pillow. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish tying the pillow so it's all the way shut. And then you're going to just kind of fluff your pillow, move the stuffing around. You may need to go around and check some spots. Maybe you'll decide you need to tie it tighter if there's some holes. And then you have your pillow. And so then anytime you're worried or anxious or scared, you can grab your prayer pillow and just hold it tight to you and remember the Bible verses that are inside and just pray to God and ask Him to just take away those fears and worries and to help you to just remember that God's always with you and will always be with you, helping you through those times. And just pray that those fears and worries can disappear, and then hold that pillow nice and tight and remember those Bible verses inside.